Hello guys, this is Matrix Airsoft. My name's Adam, and this is an introduction to me and the channel that I'll be making videos for. So, my name's Adam. I have been playing Airsoft for about nearly a year. I'm very new, but I just felt like I wanted to make this channel because to help people that are new also and provide some information on how to get into Airsoft, because it's quite hard to get into in this country. I feel go through companies that you need UCARAs, and you need, if you don't have a UCARA, what to do, how to get around it, and just overall information about that I'll be posting in videos to come. But today this video is just about me, and so you get to know me and what I do in Airsoft. So I'll just give you a quick tour of the guns I use. At the start I have as a pistol an Armourer Works High Kappa. It's a red and gold edition. It's very nice. It shoots at about 310 feet per second, depending on what you use. You know, there's like Ultra Air or the neutral gas. Depending on what you're using really, and the weather. For a main gun, I at the moment have an Amoeba Striker sniper rifle wrapped in a real tree camo wrap. I'll get onto that in a second, why I've done that. And as an assault rifle, I have a G&G CM16 SRXL with a full stock, because I have to run lipos with this, and this is the lipo that I use. And as you can see, if it had the crane stock, it'd be quite a lot harder to fit it in. And also because I wanted to do a bit more of a DMR platform with this, hence why I like sniping. Has a key mod rails made by Aries, but I've used Picatinny rails with a angled foregrip, and no sights on it because I'm going to put a scope on it. Also, what I use with this gun, I use a D-Boys 110 round mid cap. The reason why I use this mag and not high cap is because I am more of a sniper marksman player. So that's why I've got a sniper rifle, and I'm turning this into a DMR, which will be in a video later. But as you can see, firstly it's a mid cap, which means it doesn't rattle about, and also it fits the more DMR style of rifle, you know, with the shorter mag here. So yeah, that's what the guns I use. My rig is behind me. I am using it as a I'm using it resting on my chair. It is a 8-field plate carrier with a molly pouch, which holds a magazine here very securely. A holster for my pistol. I got this from I think Mil-Spec Solutions. It's somewhere like that. A neutral high kappa holster. I have a bungee, a 2-point sling with a bit of bungee there to hold my gun to the side, so it's out of the way when I don't need it. I have a camelback on the back here. This is for my hydration. I don't have any Molly D clips yet, so what I've done is I've tied it onto here, which is very secure though. I've got a patch, 2 patches. This is where I go to play Airsoft, Ace Combat. If you want to see footage from that, someone that I play Airsoft with called Dippy Draws Airsoft, he does great footage on that, on this place. And Patrol Base, and that's where I get most of my Airsoft products from. On the top I have a camouflage sort of netting, which I've rolled up, and if I release this ribbon that I've just tied around it, it sort of drops, so it covers the lower half of my legs. So when I am lying down or crouching, it breaks up my silhouette a lot better. So that's the rig I run, and being an airsofter in the UK is quite hard, I think, especially if you're new, because you're looking at loads of other companies loads of airsoft companies, that just try and sell you loads and loads of things. And my experience with airsoft, getting into it, was quite hard, because the first gun I bought was my pistol. My pistol was the first gun I bought, and I don't know if you'll do the same thing as me if you're new, but don't buy a pistol as a starter gun. I might have just been the only one to make that mistake, but trust me, when me and my friend, we both got pistols as a starter gun, and they're very fun to shoot in your back garden, you know, blinking targets. But when you take it to the airsoft site, you you are held back by, well, you are limited by that fact that it's a pistol, semi-automatic, and you have to get quite close up. And us being new, you're scared of getting hit. You're the fear of maybe not doing something right, hurting yourself. So it's a lot harder to succeed, get bested with a pistol. So soon after that, I got this Amoeba sniper rifle, and this sniper rifle is very good. Is a very good sniper rifle. I think I pre-ordered this, which means that I came into this not knowing much information about it. There was like one video on YouTube made by Red Wolf, great channel, love their videos. Red Wolf, and that's all I really had from it. But the thing is it's a very good rifle. It takes AEG springs, which means because I'm under 18, at my site there's a limit for how much power you can have on a sniper rifle if you're under 18, and it's 400 FPS at my site. So I've put an M120 spring in it to shoot it top end of 300 FPS with a .28 gram BB, which is perfectly fine for me. I get a few hits with it. It's quite satisfying when you get hit with it, and it's overall it's pretty good. I had a problem with it actually. Sorry, I have to add this because this is the thing about getting into airsoft when you're new, is the fact that you might not be able to do repairs yourself, and that's where having a really good knowledge of the gun you've got really helps. Because me coming into this gun without seeing any videos, I didn't know how to take it apart. I mean, now if you search up the Amoeba Striker sniper rifle, loads of videos come up. But I had a problem where for some reason it cocked, but the trigger was just not releasing, and releasing the cylinder. But I knew how to take the cylinder out to replace the spring, because that was a fairly simple process. You just pop the pin out and do that, and that's what I saw on I think it was in the instruction manual. But other stuff like the hop up and the all the disassembly, I didn't want to do that. So I tried my best to fix it, but I couldn't. So I sent it back to the company that I bought it from, which offer a repair, because I couldn't get a refund for this gun or a replacement. And that was because this is a two-tone gun. My guns, because in the United Kingdom you have something called a UKARA to buy a black gun, a replica firearm. Otherwise you need to have it two-toned, which is having it a non-military colour, I think is the definition of it. So, for example, this is my old stock from the G&G. See how it's red? But there's a lot of ways to get around this, hence you're allowed to wrap, and you're allowed to replace parts, because I had to replace parts to fit my LiPo battery, and this is a black stock underneath, but I just wrapped it to match. I like to match my guns, because it's still red on the rail system here, which I had to wrap, and it would look fairly unbalanced if I did not wrap the other side, I feel. But yeah, and what really annoyed me about this is because you're not eligible for a refund or a replacement, because when they spray your gun, it voids the warranty, because you've given them permission to spray your gun, and you've agreed to the terms and conditions which are stated in there that it voids the warranty, which means they cannot give you a refund or a replacement unless the gun is aesthetically, for example, this bit here is like snapped or cracked or something like that. It came like that. The thing with this gun is that I don't want to wrap this because there's so many moving parts in it. And also, I do like the look of this red and gold, because it's not actually a two-tone gun. This is a factory two-tone gun. It's not even two-tone, sorry. It's a factory just paint job. That means that if this thing does break, I can get a refund or a replacement, because it's done by the factory, whereas this is done by the shop. So this is done by the factory, which means they've put a bit more effort into it, whereas one's done by the shop, literally use it for about 10 minutes and you can scratch the paint off. It's not a good thing to do, really. If you're trying to start airsoft, try if you know someone that's got a UKARA. For example, my friend who I met at Airsoft, his father has a UKARA, but that means he can buy one for him, and his friend also got one because he got his dad to buy the gun for the friend. So if you know someone that already does airsoft who has a UKARA, take advantage of it, because it is such a not just the fact that you can have a black gun, but it just opens the doors for you to get refunds and returns just in case your gun is faulty. And also with this gun, I had a 9.6 volt nickel metal hydride batteries. for it because I was going to buy another airsoft gun from a website, but I got scammed, if you will, because I bought the gun from this website, and they said, I was looking at reviews of the website afterwards, and they said that, oh, don't buy from this site, don't buy from this site, they scam you, and I was thinking, oh god, now what have I done? I haven't looked at reviews. So always check the website's reviews before you buy anything to do with airsoft, because it's such a hard thing to get to call up, and the service on just most airsoft shops isn't really, unless you go directly to the company like G&G, then they're not really going to have time for you, especially if you, as soon as you mention the word two-tone, they just cross a load of boxes that they can't do for you. It's literally that. So I'd suggest doing loads of research, tons and tons and tons of research before buying anything. So I did that with this G&G SRXL. I was going to buy a G&G R8L actually, but that's the gun that I got. I ordered it and he said, oh, something's been damaged during shipping, you know, just trying to, and it's basically the script of what the reviews said they said to him as well. So I got this, and I had my nickel metal hydride batteries, but because this gun has a MOSFET, it needs, and the electric trigger unit, I read that the nickel metal hydride 9.6 volts is just not enough to cycle the gun or something. So now I've got the 11.1 volt LiPo batteries, the gun works a lot better. I have a Giant Power 1300 milliamp 11.1 15C LiPo battery, and it is a very good battery, very very good. I'd highly recommend them. Actually, my other friend recommended those to me as well, because he is into remote control cars, you know, another type of hobby, like remote control cars, remote control drones and stuff like that, and he recommended those batteries because he knows he's been doing it for years and years and years, so he knew what was going on. But also, when you're doing airsoft, you are going to meet people, you're going to make friends at the site, and I suggest just going in there and being as nice as possible. If, let's say this is you're renting a gun, you go there, rent a gun, and like what me and my friend did, the first time we went, we rented the gun, I think we got given a Kalashnikov or an AK or something like that, and then straight after that we knew we loved airsoft, we knew we wanted to carry on, so we bought pistols, and they were very good pistols, very good. Now, don't get me wrong, these guns are great secondary, because you do need some sort of gun to use besides it, because gas magazines, I've got 2 of them at the moment, they tend to leak, they tend to not be as reliable as maybe an AG or a Spring sniper rifle, and also after a couple mags, you know, you have to refill, you have to reload, and it's quite a tedious thing, and also you have to carry, you know, gas on you and BBs, whereas here you could use a high cap mag and be alright for BBs, whereas, you know, other guns may not give you that luxury. So that's a bit about my airsoft. That's how I started airsoft, and how to get into it if you're new. Just do lots and lots of research. Try and make friends with people at the site. Get their recommendation, because chances are they've been doing airsoft for years. You know, you can tell if they wear, you know, what their gear is. They've took a lot of time to sort their gear out. Whereas me, I've done the best with what I've got. You know, 2-tone guns, wrapping it, trying my best to wrap it, and to be honest with you, the wraps they're not supposed to look good, but they're just covered in red or the blue or the green, whatever colour you can choose. And I'll leave you with also that 2-tone. It saves you money. You know, when you're buying a new gun, you have to pay usually an extra £10 or £20 to 2-tone it, which obviously £10 or £20 out of your pocket, which you could spend on BBs or an extra magazine or an extra bottle of gas or whatever you have. But what I do recommend is using Tactical Airsoft Shop. A 2-tone service, if you're new and you don't have a UCARA, unless your parents want to do airsoft with you, but you know, my mum, my dad don't really want to do that with me. If I recommend Tactical Airsoft Shop, I bought it from this shop. They're a little company trying to start up, and their 2-tone, they feel for people that need 2-tone. So their 2-tone charge is £1, just £1, and it's an extremely good job if you want to keep your gun 2-tone, but obviously it does scratch off just because the paint and all that, it does scratch off. But if you want a good gun, they sell a lot of guns. They sell this gun, which I think is £220 there, 221 with a 2-tone, free delivery, because I've spent over £60 I think, but trust me, use Tactical Airsoft Shop. They're a very good company. Yes, and I highly recommend them. I'll be using them from now on. They are a very good shop, and also Patrol Base. They're a good shop. They probably have the best prices for batteries. I mean, where I'm looking around everywhere, they probably have the best price for batteries and bits and bobs. Guns, you can buy a gun from them. It's not too bad. They repair it, because this gun I sent back to repair. It wasn't the best experience, because obviously I was new and I was learning that because I have a two-tone, I'm not eligible for these extra options that I would have if it wasn't, which kind of shook me a bit, because I'm thinking, oh god, my airsoft gun's broken, I want a refund so I can buy something else, and they were saying to me, no, you can't, it voids the warranty. So that took a bit of time to sink in, but now that it's repaired, it's functioning sound, and if it breaks again, I can repair it again. But I've got a spare gun, and the thing is that this was my only gun. And I'm rambling on a bit, but I just keep thinking of things that I can help you with when starting. This was my only gun. Besides this pistol and these two are my only guns. So if this one broke, I would have to resort back to using a pistol, and from my experience, you know, I've told you, it's not a very nice thing unless you're doing CQB, because mine is mainly outdoors. And because this was my only gun at the time, I was really worried about it breaking, because obviously that would stop me doing airsoft. That's why I've got another gun, and now that if this one breaks, or if this one breaks, I've still got something that I can still use and still enjoy airsoft with. For example, if it breaks midway through the day, it hasn't ruined the whole day for me, the rest of the day for me. Or if it breaks in the morning game, you know, it doesn't ruin the rest of the day, because at least you've got something to resort to. I mean, if you're more of an active person, you can run pistols. I just wouldn't suggest it doing in an outdoor field, because it depends how big it is. Obviously, the place I play is fairly big, so it's more made for like rifles and sniping. But you can. I mean, we did enjoy airsoft, but I mean, we just were limited by using pistols at range and the amount of ammo we carried and the rate of your trigger. You know, so it was a lot harder. But I think learning the hard way isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if you want to have a positive experience on your first time, if you're one of those people that, you know, you might not like it and then you never like it, then if you want to just rent a gun maybe 2 or 3 times, get used to the site, get used to what you want to do, because you have a chat with people, you get to use people's guns. I mean, it's kind of it's like sort of a social convention, really, at airsoft, where if say someone says to me, oh, what gun is that? That's a high cap, or I've heard so much about it. They'll try and pretend like they know what they're doing, and they look legitimately interested in your gun. I mean, it doesn't harm them to let them hold it, you know, because you're helping them. You're helping further airsoft, which is quite a good thing to do, especially in this country, because it's quite quiet, I think, in the UK, because there's not many new airsofters. There's only people that, especially if you're young like me, who wanted to start it. If you're older, 18 plus, don't worry about that. Get a Yukara, £60 a month, £60 a year, maybe, I think, something like that. Get that. You can plain sailing. But this is from my perspective of being an under 18, experiencing airsoft. You know, calling companies up and asking about their customer service. You know, repairing and all that. That's pretty much it for this first video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a very long video, but you know, my first video. This is sort of the introduction and just a bit about me, about what I use and how I feel about starting airsoft. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This channel is Matrix Airsoft, and you'll be seeing a lot more videos to come, hopefully with better editing, as I start to progress in YouTube. And yeah, so I keep saying and looking away, but thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, comment, you know, you've heard it all before if you use YouTube. Thank you very much, and I'll see you when I make the next video.